I'm your host, Jeff Sart. We're going to take you behind the scenes with the craft distillers who are pouring their heart and soul into crafting the next version of America's spirit. This is the Great American Whiskey Cookers. So, your initial podcast, you guys are Kentucky guys, and you were all about Kentucky bourbon. And it was, it had to come from Kentucky. If not, it didn't really qualify, and you said it yourself, it's from Tennessee. I'm out. We're out. How does that now sit with you? Because you're now blending from Kentucky, Tennessee, New York. You've done Sagamore stuff. How have you made that? How do you come to terms with that turn, so to speak?
Yeah, I've come to terms with it. I've grown up, I still love Kentucky bourbon. I still think it's the best, one of the best producing. It's got a ton of history, so much. They have 100 years of experience. There's so much good whiskey being made in Kentucky. But the thing that makes me comfortable with it is that, like I said before, I'm all about flavor and what's best. And I feel that there's some better whiskey being made outside of the state that we can highlight and show that bourbon is not just Kentucky spirit, it's America's native spirit. And we can all unite around that. And that's what makes me feel good about what we're doing and excited about what American whiskey's doing, not just Kentucky whiskey.
And I look at it as Kentucky will probably forever be king of bourbon. I don't think there's ever getting anything away from there. And when we started this, we're Kentucky boys. We had some bias that sort of came into it. But to be fair, when we were doing 2014, 2015, 16 timeframe, there wasn't a whole lot of great craft distilleries that were putting stuff on the market that people are going to go, oh wow, this is really, really good. Right. So it was really a time that we are now seeing that we're truly living in a golden age and a renaissance of bourbon and American whiskey, where it doesn't have to just come from the 6 major distilleries, but instead there's great craft distilleries that are all across the US that have now, since they started 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, now they have some whiskey that really shines and it really starts competing with and starts making everybody go, oh, well, there's something here. And I think that is the thing, is I didn't think it was something I had to come to terms with. Honestly, I feel like it was an evolution of the whiskey industry where everything was really centered around Kentucky bourbon for so long. But now that we've had everybody's starting to catch up to it and really starting to put Kentucky, not on their heels necessarily, like getting punched in the face, but everybody's taking notice and everybody's starting to gravitate and find stuff that's also outside of the state, which helps us because now that we're blending stuff from multiple different places, people are more accepting of it. If it was just Kentucky, people are safe with it. It's
a safe pull.
It's easy to understand, but knowing that if we're pulling all these different things and we're like, New York, oh, well, that's different. But then you taste it, you're going, now I get it.
Right, yeah.
And two, being in Kentucky, we knew we couldn't compete against Kentucky only. They have great whiskey, great marketing, great everything, and it's that this is one way that we feel like we can differentiate ourselves in the marketplace, that we have Kentucky in there because we love Kentucky, but we also want to bring in those different elements to give us something unique to us.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, so where do they find your spirits? Where do they find the podcast?
Yeah, so you can find our whiskey in 12, 13, potentially moving always into different markets. You can go to pursuitspirits.com, find all the information there. There's a store locator on the website. You can also come and visit us here. We've got experiences that run Thursday through Saturday. Everybody loves the whole shebang tour. It's the one that outsells everything 10 to 1.
And the whole shebang, you get to thief and bottle your own bottle, right?
Oh yeah, it's everything. You get a tasting, you get a barrel pick experience, you get to fill your own whiskey from the barrel to the bottle and even run it through the bottling line yourself and take it home with you as a souvenir. So it's a one-of-a-kind thing that we developed because since we had started with a barrel picking club, we said there's nothing cooler than whiskey to do. So let's give this opportunity to everybody. So that's the way you can come visit us and get a chance to try our whiskey. Also online, sealbox.com is our online retail partner. But if you want to know more about us the process, the whiskey industry, everything else that we've started and we've built, you can go and find Bourbon Pursuit wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, you name it. And then since we do hate free time, you can also find Behind the Pursuit, which is another podcast that we started where we talk about building a bourbon brand, what it's like to work with distributors, how to deal with marketing, how to deal with literally everything across the board. You can go and find that as well as a separate feed.
Fantastic. Kenny, Ryan, thank you very much for sharing this. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is
Cheers.
super tasty.
Yeah.
You can find us at thegreatamericanwhiskeycookers.com, on the socials, Facebook, Instagram. You can hit our website or our YouTube page, step it up and go to Patreon, become a member. We'd appreciate it. Until next time, if you can't be good at it. See ya.
Cheers. I like that. If you can't be good at it.
Yeah.
A lot of bottles that we get sent to
To taste.
review and taste from everybody. Obviously, we can't get to it all. So
Right.
this is the bottles that we try for whiskey quickies and reviews, and then we have a whole nother room of
I'm sure.
bottles and stuff that get sent to us. So we got enough bottles for about 10 pandemics.